And we can't even imagine how difficult this must be, how challenging. Thank you so much. And joining me now is Democratic Congresswoman Barbara Lee, the only member of Congress to vote against sending American troops to Afghanistan back in 2001. Congresswoman, what's your reaction to that and to the president saying that chaos was inevitable?
Well, thank you very much, Andrea, for that question. And let me just say, I believe that, first of all, the president made the correct decision. Secondly, I think there were some real gaps in terms of how it's been executed. And we're seeing that right now. And thirdly, I'm hoping and believe that our intelligence committees, all of our committees of jurisdiction, are going to do a deep dive so that we can really provide the oversight and understand and let the public understand what actually took place. And so now it appears that it may be becoming a bit more orderly, but as the prior guest indicated, we have to have safe passage for all of those who have helped the United States. And this is a all hands on deck, whole of government response. This is a we can to really unpack what took place, or what the president, what the intelligence was or was not. But right now, we have to make sure that everyone gets a safe passage to another country.
Now, right now, what the president said was that they will stay beyond August 31st, if necessary, to make sure that all Americans get out. And that's understandable. That is the priority of the Americans. But what about these Afghans who fought alongside? Our troops say that they couldn't have done it without them.
Well, there are many of us in the Congress who are saying we must protect those who help the United States. It's a matter of life and death for these individuals. And so I chair a subcommittee that funds part of what is taking place in Afghanistan. And we're going to look at how we can help make sure that our allies, those who supported us, have safe passage. And this has got to happen. We can't abandon people, regardless of what you believed about going into Afghanistan or not. It's our duty and responsibility to help our Afghan allies, help women, help children, help everyone who needs to evacuate to be able to evacuate.
Now, Congress passed legislation as part of the supplemental to cut some of the red tape on this so-called SIV program, the special visas for these Afghan translators and others who had worked with the military. But when you talk to the State Department, they say we're doing a great job. They give you the numbers that they have, brought people out going back to the beginning of the SIV program. So they'll tell you that they brought out 76,000 people. Well, that was starting, I don't know how many years ago. Is there any way that they can speed this up?
Yes, we appropriated the funds to do this. And again, if we need to appropriate more, we're looking at that right now. But I believe that these bottlenecks, they've had time now to clear up the bottlenecks. The bureaucracy was pretty heavy. It was pretty deep. And so they need to figure out methods and ways, understanding this is an emergency, and they do. And so I know they're working very hard to do that, but we can't just wait. We have to insist, and Congress has an oversight responsibility. And there are many of us who are insisting that they find ways to expedite the process to make sure that people have the proper documentation, to make sure that everything is in place so that they can expedite these visas. And also, Andrea, work with our international allies to make sure that refugee resettlement is in place, and that we have to, in our own country, raise the cap for our refugees, because we have a duty and obligation, once again, to not only expedite the process, but to make sure that refugees are placed in safe countries.
Congresswoman Barbara Lee, thank you very much. And we're looking forward to that new documentary, Barbara Lee, Speaking Truth to Power, and speaking to you about that very soon. Thanks for coming on today. President Biden is facing growing